Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this June the 6th, 2023. I hope everybody's having a great Tuesday out there so far. Hope everybody has a great Tuesday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe as well. Okay. In today's video, we're going to talk about the satellite loop across the lower 48 here. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory for your location. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for your Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday outlooks. And also, we're going to take a look at the 7-day rainfall total as well across the nation. Okay, if you're a new viewer and have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Share these videos, and let's go ahead and dive on into the forecast now. Okay, as you can see across the satellite composite here, you can see there's got some moisture moving across to Cuba and also into the Bahamas and out into the Atlantic, as that's a little jet stream there moving across that vicinity. Scattered activity down here in the Gulf of Mexico, also producing shower and thunderstorm there as well. A little upper level disturbance moved through the Carolinas earlier this morning, producing shower and thunderstorms for portions of towards the Greenville-Spartanburg area of South Carolina, through Columbia, South Carolina, back down toward the Charleston area of South Carolina. And that system has continued to push on off into the Atlantic. We got a little system over here spinning over California, producing some shower and thunderstorm activity there as well, bringing in some moisture into the Mexico area and also into New Mexico and also in the Pacific Southwest. Also, we got a system coming out of Canada, dropping to the southeast. You see this activity up here across the Ohio River Valley and Tennessee River Valley. This will move down into the states. Alright, let's move on to the weather radar. As you can see, there's that scattered of southeast Canada. Got some scattered activity over portion of southern Maine through portion of New York, Pennsylvania, a little bit off in the coastal waters there. Also got some scattered showers and storms down here in the Bahamas, down here around Cuba. Puerto Rico looks a-okay. Got more scattered shower and storm down in portions of southern in the northern Gulf of Mexico, that is, excuse me. Got some scattered activity over portions of Louisiana, southern Mississippi, also of Texas and Oklahoma, also Louisiana there as well, and also up here in portions of Wisconsin, northern Illinois, Iowa, back in the portion of Minnesota, southern Canada. Also scattered activity over here in portions of Montana, back into Idaho, Nevada, Utah, and also in New Mexico and Arizona there as well. Also over here in portions of Nevada and California, also expecting some showers currently unavailable. Alright, let's move on to the watches, warnings, and advisory map for your location. We got a lot of air quality we got to discuss in this video. As you can see, we got air quality alerts over here in portions of New Hampshire, Vermont, and the New York State, also down toward Boston. We got a red flag warning for eastern Pennsylvania and also down toward Maryland. And also air quality alerts, special weather statements also in effect for reporting of western Pennsylvania, and also around Washington, D.C. and Maryland area. A little bit of flood advisory along coastal areas there. Also, we got air quality alerts across North Carolina there as well for a poor air quality alert. For north southeast Texas, northeast Texas, central Oklahoma, also over here in portions of eastern Kansas and also western Missouri, eastern Missouri, western Missouri, excuse me, eastern Missouri, western Illinois, that is, excuse me about that, a little bit in northern Tennessee, southern Kentucky, over here in central Ohio as well. Air quality alerts also in western portions of Wisconsin, also central and southeastern portions of Minnesota. Red flag warnings also in effect for northern Michigan. Also some special weather statements there as well for northern Michigan area as well. Some beach fork beach. Let's see what it is. Rip current statements, and also beach hazard statements too, for you guys in portions of northeast Minnesota and northern Wisconsin. Also, we got some river flooding going on in portions of western North Dakota, eastern South Dakota. Excuse me. Also, we got some red warnings, flood warnings in effect for portions of North Texas. Also, flood watches in effect for portions of Arizona. New Mexico. Excuse me. Also in the portion of southern Wyoming. Also, south central portion of Minnesota, Montana, portions of Nevada. Also, some special weather statements for western Nevada, and also in the portion of California. Also up here in portions of western Washington State. Red flag warnings also in effect there. Got a few scattered warnings in effect for Montana. Also in Idaho for river flooding also expected. Also portions of Wyoming there as well, and also Nevada. And down here in Alaska, got a little spot there with a red flag warning. And also down in the Hawaii Chain Island looks okay. Alright, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center. Excuse me about that. Hey, give me some water. Also, we got general thunderstorms over portions of the northeastern United States. A marginal risk there as well for portions of, like I say, just north of Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Maryland area, all the way back into portions of New York State, Connecticut, New York. Also down here in South Carolina and North Carolina as well, with some marginal risk down in southwest Florida. General thunderstorms in the south. General thunderstorm from the Outer Banks of North Carolina all the way back to California, back into Montana, Minnesota, and also portions of Illinois and Wisconsin. Marginal risk over here in eastern Texas, western Texas, also into New Mexico and southern Colorado. Also again over here in northern California, all the way back into Utah, including Idaho, southeast Oregon, and also north central portions of Nevada. Let's take a look at the tornado probability for today. Less than 2% all areas. Winds 5% in the brown. That's your location. This includes New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Newark, New Jersey City, New Jersey. Let's take a look at the category. It should be the same thing. I forgot to read them out too. Marginal risk: New York, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Newark, New Jersey, and New Jersey City, New Jersey. Let's take a look at the hail probability. Same areas, pretty much New York up in the northeast, the Carolinas, Florida, Texas, and New Mexico, southern Colorado, California, and the two portions of Idaho. Same locations. Let's see, 5%. Reno, Nevada, Springfield, Massachusetts, Bridgeport, Connecticut, New Haven, Connecticut, and Fayetteville, North Carolina. Alright, let's move on to the day number 2 outlook. We still have general thunderstorm from the Outer Banks all the way back to Minnesota, back to Washington State, California, Oregon, also back into Texas as well. We got a marginal risk over here towards the eastern North Carolina to South Carolina, also down in eastern Florida to South Florida, also over here in west central Texas and the eastern portions of New Mexico, also again over here in Missouri, all the way into portions of North Dakota, also back over here in California, northern California, back in Idaho and portions of southwest Montana. If you're in the marginal risk, this includes Kansas City, Missouri, Oklahoma City, Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska, excuse me, Miami, Florida, Lincoln, Nebraska, and Haley, Florida. The tornado probability, less than 2% all areas. Wind, 5% same areas. 5% include Kansas City, Missouri, Omaha, Nebraska, Miami, Florida, Lincoln, Nebraska, Haley, Florida. And also the hail probability, same area, the Carolinas, Florida, Missouri to North Dakota, Texas and New Mexico. Also over here in portions of Montana, back to California. Say 5% include Kansas City, Missouri, Omaha, Nebraska, Miami, Florida, Lincoln, Nebraska, and Haley, Florida. Alright, let's move on to day number 3. Okay, this will be your Thursday forecast. I got general thunderstorms over portions of the northeastern U.S. back through the eastern Carolinas and central Carolinas as well. All the way back into Minnesota, North Dakota, back to Oregon and Washington State. Also into California, back down to Texas. Marginal risk over southern South Carolina, south central Georgia, northern Florida, over here in portions of northeast Washington State, all the way back into Montana and Idaho. And if you're in the Marginal Rift, this includes Jacksonville, Florida, Spokane, Washington, Tallahassee, Florida, Savannah, Georgia, Macon, Georgia. And the probability for severe weather in these areas is 5%. And if you're in the Jacksonville, Florida, Spokane, Washington, Tallahassee, Florida, Savannah, Georgia, and Macon, Georgia. With the rainfall totals across the lower 48, the heaviest precipitation is going to fall across Cuba into the Bahamas, out into the Atlantic waters, also over across southern Florida, a little patch over here in northeast Florida, eastern Carolinas, all the way up into the northeast United States and the southeast Canada, also all the way back over here in portions of the Ohio Valley, back into the Pacific Northwest, also over the south central United States as well. And the southwest looks pretty dry, except, like I said, maybe over California there as well, and then a little bit of precipitation over Mexico there over the next 7 days. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, and consider subscribing. Love to have you. And we'll catch you back in the next one.